Today I'm going to be reacting to MrBeast contestants caught cheating.
Now, it's no question that MrBeast has had a good amount of cheaters during his almost 10 years of doing challenges on YouTube, but there have been some instances where it's very obvious, or sometimes even controversial. So today, we're going over the biggest cheaters in MrBeast history, starting with the D'Amelio family, who did a horrible job of covering up their cheating. The D'Amelio family's cheating scandal took place in MrBeast's high-stake trivia challenge live stream he did back in 2020, with an over $300,000 prize for winning. Now, clearly...
Well, I know he... In Chapter 1, I think it was. Yeah, in Chapter 1, he donated to Courage. I didn't know he literally met him in person.
It was a lot of money, and people would really want it. And theoretically, in this situation, someone might resort to cheating. And Charlie and Dixie D'Amelio did this right in front of everyone's eyes. Now, the way they did this is rather dumb, but somehow fooled MrBeast himself. As later in the challenge, we would see Charlie and their parents behind the camera, and oddly, Dixie would get most of the answers right, leading many viewers to think they could have possibly been behind the camera looking the questions up, and then showing the answers to Dixie. In the end, they would win, and we would even see Charlie holding her phone in her hands when hugging Dixie.
Congratulations, Dixie! You just got the dub! Oh my goodness, the MVP for the D'Amelio family!
Most fans started being full believers that the D'Amelio family
Wait, did they not know, though, that they were cheating?
Indeed cheated in the challenge.
When was
they
it revealed?
cheated. People who think D'Amelios cheat. Now, in response to all of this, the D'Amelio family would give all of their earnings to their subscribers. However, to this day, people are still debating on if they did cheat or not. However, the finger on the app challenge cheater situation was never in debate on if he was cheating or not, as he blatantly cheated. Now, in 2020, MrBeast did the finger on the app challenge, which was a challenge where you had to keep your finger on the app at all times, and the grand prize was $25,000. Millions of people would participate, and whoever was the last to have their finger on the app would win. By the end, only 4 people would end up being in the challenge, and Jimmy would just give all of them 20 grand. However, this challenge was super easy to cheat in, as even though buttons would pop up that you would have to click to ensure that you were still in the challenge, there were still easy loopholes to this. Some people would hop on YouTube to show how easy it is to cheat, with machinery that can perfectly replicate human finger movement. Now, after this, MrBeast would run this challenge back again, but it would still be filled with cheaters, as since anyone could participate from around the world without Jimmy's supervision, cheating was super easy. However, instead of people hating, people would find their strategies rather smart, and they would praise the intelligence of the people who did it. Kids these days are another level of smart. However, the contestants from the MrBeast Squid Game video wouldn't exactly praise Chris for helping someone cheat in the honeycomb game. This happened when Chris told the audience that he secretly brought a lighter, and he would hook up one person with a lighter to help them.
What Jimmy doesn't know is I brought a lighter, and I'm gonna drop it for somebody.
It's literally his most popular video.
Now, this was clearly unfair, as he gave one person a clear advantage against everyone. And when Chris dropped the lighter, you can even hear the other contestants saying, "What?" and overall being shocked about it. However, MrBeast would not disqualify him, as while he did technically cheat, Chris would give him it, and it was never truly against the rules. However, this wasn't the only case of cheating related to Squid Games, as in the video 100 People Fight for a Private Island, we see
she doesn't do it anymore, but he also made one of the most, he made someone famous who shouldn't have been famous. If you guys know, you know.
Jimmy do another red light, green light game inspired by Squid Games. And during the middle...
I want to explain the reason.
For the challenge, Jimmy was explaining how there was no time limit, and he can leave people in red light mode for as long as he wants now. Clearly, many people were worried that they would have to be standing up for hours. So one specific person would do a great move. Out of nowhere, they would start running over to the end.
Been here a while. Does anybody need a snack?
Thing is, 67 too is crazy. all numbers, one of the most controversial people.
Now, this person wouldn't do this for no reason. He did it because explaining the new rule, he would say green light during the explanation, so technically he was free to go. But his cameraman Tariq would come to his defense and explain to Jimmy that he did indeed say green light.
Red light, red light. Let me review the footage and see if he's correct.
When you were explaining the rules, you said
Red light, green light, there's no time limit. Yeah, we have our first finisher by technicality.
I was worried I threw it all away.
Now, after seeing this, Jimmy would agree and let him through. Now, while this person technically cheated, in a
Bro,
way,
I swear I keep seeing her,
he
but
really didn't. He truly just outsmarted Jimmy and everyone else, and was simply using big brain ideas. Now, the community wouldn't really hate on him for this, and would actually praise him for this insanely smart move. The dude who passed that red line on a technicality had an evil villain genius IQ. Well played, sir. The guy that got first place in red light, green light deserved an island of his own for that mega brain play he did. However, Tubbo would also pull off a slick move in the Dream SMP treasure hunt event, but he wouldn't exactly get the same amount of praise as the red light, green light guy did. Now, in the treasure hunt challenge, the goal was simple. The first one to find hidden treasure in the 1 hour time limit would win $100,000. And to everyone's surprise, a prominent Minecraft YouTuber at the time named Tubbo would end up finding the treasure around the 1 hour mark. However, the win wouldn't come with pure positivity. Dream would end up speaking out about it, and he would accuse Tubbo of cheating. Dream started off by saying that Tubbo adjusted his FOV and was view bobbing.
No, he turned on like view bobbing, turned his FOV up and could see through the walls.
Now, these setting adjustments would end up helping Tubbo see through walls, which is essentially another way of X-raying. However, this would not end up getting Tubbo disqualified in any way, and he would still be the winner. Now, this was cheating, but it was also a smart move in a way yet again, as MrBeast never said in the rules that you couldn't adjust your FOV, as he wasn't technically X-raying fully, and Dream would even call him smart for doing that.
Because he's smart, anyone could have done that, and pretty much everyone knows about that. Or at least like the many other glitches to X-ray through walls.
But fans, on the other hand, didn't really like the way he won, and some would even call out Jimmy for not putting the part where Tubbo cheated in the video. I love how he cut out Tubbo's part in the stream, where he used view bobbing to exploit and see through walls. Tubbo used view bobbing. But now, let's talk about the musical chairs cheater in MrBeast Squid
okay, so we actually might see him few times.
games. Now, musical chairs was the final
Well, I think he's eliminated
game
the
in
marble
MrBeast
game,
Squid
so that she
Game,
wouldn't
which
be
means that the winner of this was gonna go home with $456,000. During the intense game, Jimmy would clearly say that the participants had to keep moving the entire time, and they were not able to stop or hover over the chair at any time.
You guys gotta keep moving the entire time. No stopping and hovering. This will determine which one of you wins 456 grand. Go, kick the music on.
Now, he would say this, but if you paid attention to certain points during the game, you would notice that player 79 would sometimes pause at random points, or hover over a chair, which is never allowed in musical chairs in the first place.
Okay, the music has begun. All right, let's see what happens.
Now, in this, he was blatantly cheating, and it can't be denied otherwise, as the main objective of the game is to be moving non-stop, and only stop when the music stops. However, he would end up getting no consequence from this, and would end up walking away with the grand prize after cheating his way to victory. Now, all of these cheating scandals were pretty crazy, and also pretty unfair to say the least, but if you want to hear me
Okay, so I guess we won't see it. So I'm gonna keep it with what I said. If you know why why she's famous, or like I said, she doesn't do it anymore. She quit recently at the start of the new year, I think it was, or no, I think it was in December she quit. So end of 2025, it was like a New Year's resolution or something. Sunday Alarm Signs, I don't know. But she quit doing, I'm not gonna say it. Sometimes when I say that, I still end up saying it. This time I'm actually not gonna say it, because I think most people probably know who I'm talking about. Yeah. But yeah, that's gonna be that in the video. Bye, guys.